Hello, sales pros. It's Jim Ryerson. Answer this question for me. Why is it we always have time to do things over again, but seldom have time to plan and prepare up front and avoid making a mistake and having to do additional work? Nowhere is this more true than at the end of a sales call. Whether face-to-face, on the phone, or on the computer using a screen sharing approach, the sales pro avoids having to spend valuable time following up on an activity they should have completed at the end of the sales call. This is the primary reason we include the next step on the pre-call plan form. Too often we are caught off guard near the end of a sales call. The customer gets distracted by an incoming call or a text message, or the customer glances at their watch or phone indicating that the sales call is about over. Oftentimes, someone else comes in to ask the customer a question, and the sales call comes to an abrupt end. Or perhaps the customer begins to gather up the material that you put in front of them as a nonverbal indication they are done with the conversation. Whatever the case, we want to be prepared to either move the sale forward with the next step or ask for the business if it is time to close. So, why is this so important? There are a few reasons why we dedicate space on the pre-call plan form to the final step in a sales call. First, if you don't confirm the next step or close while you are in front of the customer, you have to follow up later to confirm the next step or to ask for the business again. It never gets better to confirm the next step or close than while you are there in front of them. Second is time. Time is the new currency. We discussed this in Selling by the Book today. The sales pro makes the best use of every minute of their day, and this is especially true when the next step occurs. They book the sale or they book the next step while they are there. Finally, technology is making it far more difficult to reach a customer with phone blocking, spam filters, and other barriers which prohibit you from re-engaging with the customer. If you don't confirm the next step or close while you are there, you enter this gauntlet of barriers. So what does the sales pro do? The process is simple. Take some time and identify what your next steps are all the way to the close. In some cases, you may have initial conversations to qualify, perhaps set up a demonstration. Maybe there are drawings, designs, trial periods with your solution, and then finally close. In other cases, you may have a one-call close. Regardless, identify the steps in your process where you engage with the customer. At the very least, you will either have the next step or closing as part of your objectives segment in the pre-call plan, which we did earlier. Next, write out what you would typically say at the end of each of those steps, so you are in control of the next step. Make sure you craft your language to align with the buying style of the customer. Begin with a transition statement using an assumptive phrase such as, well, let's do this, or this has been great, or the next step in our process is to. This transition statement helps you to begin the process of moving the sale forward at this critical point in the call. By making it assumptive, you take control. Then, depending on the step in your sales process, write out your 2 or 3 option closes for either the next step, the trial close, asking for the sale, whatever step comes next. Make sure to include this as an alternate choice, as this is rule 3 of the 3.5 rules of great questions. Now, if your sales process includes multiple conversations, meetings, or dialogue with a customer before you can close for the sale, make sure to watch the next step videos on Shot of Octane so you are in control and earn the trust of your customer with each step. Then practice your next step language out loud. If it doesn't flow, then make modifications until it sounds natural to you. Make an Octane selfie using your mobile device so you can watch and listen to how it flows. Continue to practice the language, not on your customer, but using video until it's built in to your motor memory. This way, when the customer gets distracted by an incoming call or a text message, they glance at their watch, look at their phone, they're interrupted by someone, or send a nonverbal message by gathering your materials that this appointment is over. You know exactly what to say, and you immediately take control of the next step and ultimately earn the sale. This saves time, which allows you to engage with more qualified opportunities versus spending your valuable time chasing customers to get back on their schedule to try and salvage the sale. Write it out, practice it, commit it to your motor memory, and I will see you at the finish line.